Hi all, welcome back to Prince Rajesh's free grammar class. Today we are going to discuss about verbs in English grammar. Watch the video till the end without skipping. If you like the video, please like, share and leave a comment. If you are watching the video for the first time, please subscribe the channel and enable the bell button next to it. Then you will get all the videos posted on our channel immediately as notification. In the English language, or any language for that matter, verbs happen to be an essential part of speech. Without a verb, it would be impossible to indicate what the subject is doing. It refers to all actions, including feelings and emotions. Verbs come in different types and forms, so that they can perform differently in order to provide complete meaning. Before we get into the lesson, let us first have a look at how verbs can be classified generally according to what kind of action they signify. Verbs referring to actions. Action verbs are those that involve the movement of one's body in one way or the other. Some examples of verbs referring to actions are walk, run, jump, hug, fight. Next, verbs referring to experiences or feelings. These are verbs that refer to something that you can feel or experience. Some examples of verbs referring to feelings and experiences are love, hate, believe, experience, care. Next, verbs referring to a state or condition. These verbs are those that refer to situations or the state of being. All forms of to be verbs belong to this category. Some examples of verbs referring to a state or condition are is, are, was, were, have. Verbs can be classified into numerous types according to their function or role in a sentence or context. Let us look into the various types of verbs and some examples of each type of verb. Auxiliary verbs or helping verbs, as the name suggests, is a verb that is used to help another verb sound sensible and meaningful. It is used to change the other verb's tense, mood or voice. So, every time an auxiliary verb is used, you always have one more verb, which acts as the main verb in a sentence. Examples of auxiliary verbs are am, is, are, was, were, have, has, do, does, did, will, can. You should give the different forms of the auxiliary verb correctly according to the tense form of a sentence. They can also be used as a main verb. Also, there are verbs called modal verbs that can be used as a helping verb. Let's see modal verbs. Modal verbs are used to denote the possibility, probability, capability or necessity of something happening. Modal verbs, unlike other auxiliary verbs, cannot be used as a main verb in a sentence. Examples of modal verbs are can, could, will, would, may, might, shall, should, must, ought to. Now let's see phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs include phrases that are formed by combining two or more parts of speech that performs the same function as a verb in a sentence. In most cases, a phrasal verb results from a combination of a verb and a preposition. Some examples of phrasal verbs are go all out, think through, fed up, taken aback, act on, back away, back up, look up, mix up, opt out. Next, linking verbs. A linking verb, just like the name suggests, is a type of verb that is used to link the subjects in a sentence to the other parts of the sentence so that it is meaningful. It connects the subject to the object, an adjective, and even a prepositional phrase. All to be forms of verbs and verbs like seem and become can act as linking verbs. Have a look at the examples to understand how verbs perform the role of a linking verb in sentences. Connecting nouns to other nouns in a sentence. Neethu is my teacher. In this example, the verb is used to connect the subject Neethu as the teacher of the speaker. In this sentence, the words Neethu and teacher are used to refer to the same person. Connecting a noun to a prepositional phrase in a sentence. The students were in the school. In this example, the verb were is used to connect the subject, the students, to the prepositional phrase in the school, connecting a noun or subject to an adjective. Your project on global warming was excellent. In this example, the verb was is used to link the subject, your project on global warming, to the adjective excellent, connecting the subject or noun to the predicate using seem or become. The online course on English grammar seems interesting. In this sentence, the subject, the online course on English grammar, is connected to the adjective interesting with the linking verb seem. Tharun became bored with his routine job and decided to switch careers. In this sentence, the subject, Tharun, has been linked to the rest of the sentence with the linking verb became. Verbs can be divided into different categories according to their behavior when used in a context. Let us look at the categories of verbs. Regular verbs and irregular verbs. A regular verb can be conjugated to show if the action takes place in the past or if the action is taking place continuously. In most cases, the past form of the verb is formed by adding an ed to the base verb for regular verbs. On the other hand, there are other verbs that do not follow this rule. They are called irregular verbs. These verbs have their own unique forms. Let us look at the examples. Sanju searched for the gift and finally found it. Here, search is the base verb. In this example, the verb searched is the past form of the regular verb search by adding an ed. I am looking for a new job with better opportunities. In this example, the verb form, looking, indicates the continuous form of the regular verb, look, by adding an ing to the end of the base verb. She read the newspaper to stay updated. In this example, the verb, read, stays the same in the past form and when used as a past participle. Salma found a great deal on her favorite shoes. In this example, found is the past form of the root verb find. Transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Transitive and intransitive forms of verbs are used to denote how a verb acts when used with a direct object and an indirect object. Let us look at a few examples. My wife sent a beautiful gift to her brother. Here, her brother is the indirect object and a beautiful gift is the direct object. Mohan passed the ball to his teammate. Here, his teammate is the indirect object and the ball is the direct object. In these two examples, the verbs sent and passed are seen to take a direct object and an indirect object. The little girl ran around the park for 2 hours. Sanoj walked to the office every day. Here in these examples, the verbs ran and walked take no object at all. My mom cleaned the house today. Here the direct object is the house. Ratish did not like the movie. Here the movie is the direct object. In these two examples, the verbs cleaned and did not like take a direct object and no indirect object. Verbs that take a direct object alone are called transitive verbs, and those verbs that do not take either a direct object or an indirect object are called intransitive verbs. There is yet another category of verbs that take both the direct object and the indirect object, and they are called ditransitive verbs. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you understand the video. If you like the video, please like and share the video. Leave your comments and suggestions about the video in the comment box below.